It's always nice to be on the stage, and I have my favorite folks with me here. I know I say that all the time, but I love you guys so much. Sean and Ricky, thank you guys for joining me. We're here at the DeBartolo Performing Arts Center, and you guys have a phenomenal lineup. This is our first time talking in 2026, so we're back in school, back in session, and we're ready to go at this. I love the lineup that you guys have this year.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, let's go ahead and get started.
Great. Yeah, like you said, students are back. We're ready to kick off the spring semester, and we do that with our presenting series, so our live performances. We do that with Uzima Drum and Dance. So
Which is amazing.
They're great at South Bend's own African drumming and dance ensemble that we have worked with for well over a decade, probably 15 or almost 20 years.
And Kelly has been a part of that for
Kelly
so many
is
years
amazing.
too.
We love her. She's
absolutely.
great. And so this year they're continuing this sort of MLK celebration. They do a performance in honor and spirit of MLK. This year it's called Ashe, Prepare Ye the Way. So sort of taking
what is that? Yeah, what does that mean?
So it's sort of taking the path less traveled, and Ashe, sort of, peace be with you. So
I love that.
Exactly. So again, this is part of the Notre Dame's larger Walk the Walk week in spirit of MLK, and that's where we've been collaborating with Uzima every year on.
Wonderful, wonderful. And when is the date for that one?
That is Saturday, January 24th.
And that's one that you want to get your tickets for.
Oh, absolutely.
I know it's a big crowd that comes out for that one.
It sells extremely well. It's affordable. It's just a great way to support our local artistry, our local artists, the wonderful artistry of Uzima. So please, come on out.
And I've been to these before. People get up in the audience and they're dancing along with it too, right?
The spirit is moving
very
them.
Fun,
yeah,
very
absolutely.
Fun. All right, what do you have after that?
And then we have, we bring in, we have a small series of guest organists. So we have 4 organists every year. And so in the spring semester, we have 2 of those. Our first one is Nicole Cimental, and she's actually a graduate of the Sacred Music program.
Okay.
So she's coming back as an alumna to perform works by Bach and Mendelssohn and Buxtehude on the organ. In this, a lot of people don't realize.
Yeah, I didn't even realize it because I'm looking around. Where is the organ at?
Not in here, but we have a small organ hall. Seats only 80. It's intimate, but it's a very large, voluminous space with lots of wonderful acoustics. The sound bounces around for 4.5 seconds.
How long has the organ been here?
The organ, when the organ was commissioned and built when the building was built, so just about 20 years ago, 21 years.
Okay.
They built a building around the organ.
That's the way to do it.
Exactly. No, but it is, we could take a tour some other time of the organ hall.
I
but
love that.
The space was built for that instrument, which was built in the style of the 17th century Northern Germanic. We can get pretty nerdy if you want those details.
I mean, people love this.
Exactly. In fact, Buxtehude, which is one of the works that Nicole is playing, is perfectly situated on that instrument.
Wonderful, wonderful. And like you said, it's a smaller space, so again, you want to make sure you get your ticket.
Exactly. And again, prices are very, very affordable.
Always, which I love.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you, guys.
And then we continue on. It doesn't stop there. We have a little something for everyone. We've talked about dance, organ, and now we have a performance by actors from the London stage. Notre Dame's Shakespeare at Notre Dame program brings in the actors from the London stage every semester. These are 5 actors that play all of the roles of, in this case, As You Like It. So all 5,
that's a good one.
It is. It's a good one. Lots of mistaken identity and fun. It's a blast. But to have all 5 actors play all of the roles with just maybe the tip of a hat or a flower to designate different roles it's a lot of fun.
Makes it very interesting.
It
too.
is. It's about the text. It distills it down. There's not heavy scenery. It's just you really get to understand and play up the text of Shakespeare.
I love that. I know I've talked to the Shakespeare folk a number of times here, and they always are just so phenomenal and so wonderful to speak with you. So I'm glad that you guys have them coming in. That's coming in end of January?
Correct. January 28th through the 30th.
So a couple performances for that weekend.
3 performances, but those sell out because a lot of classes come. They take up a lot of seats. So come get your tickets soon because that is almost sold out.
Okay, very good to know. All right, let's move a little bit into
We got some movies.
the movie theater. All right, let's do this.
So we have our annual, we are now in our 3rd decade of the Notre Dame Student Film Festival, which compiles some of the best films that were made by students as part of their courses over the last year.
Okay.
And it is a short film festival. So you have anywhere from a 3-minute to about a 12-minute short film, some documentary, some narrative, and showcasing a lot of different genres, a lot of different styles, and a lot of pluckiness that you have at 3 a.m. and you're a 21-year-old trying to make a movie.
I remember I did a film class in college too, and I remember that's exactly what we were doing, all working in the editing bay, putting something together at 3 a.m.
Yeah, it's let's put on a show, slap something on the screen and see if it plays.
Wonderful, wonderful. But great stuff comes out of that.
It does. It's very interesting. And then you have a chance to vote. So the audience is a jury member, and then there's kind of a festival award to
Nice.
that.
And that happens that evening, same time?
That's on Sunday.
Sunday,
the
okay.
last, the
Okay,
culminating
the last part of it. Okay,
screening of it. And that is the last weekend in January. And we have, as well with that, the 23rd through the 25th is that one. Okay. And then we also have Learning Beyond the Classics starting. This is our community class. So for $2 a film, you can sign up for this course, and it's 12 weeks. And we are unpacking French actresses, and it's all built around a guest appearance by Aïssa Maïga, who is incredibly important in the French language cinema world for making it more inclusive and understanding. And she's going to come to campus and give a talk.
Really?
And she's a filmmaker. She's an actress out of West Africa and Paris. And so what we did was look at some of the old guard French films and center it around female performances. And then we'll be looking at kind of the more decolonized films after spring break.
I love all of the thought process that you put into these. You're just, I don't know, I tell you this all the time, but you're amazing that you do this.
Well, it's a lot of fun.
But talk to us, this is a community, so they can participate in the class too?
Yeah. So we'll have talks, we'll have conversations, we'll have readings, and it's every Thursday at 6:30. We're starting with 8 Women, which is a film that showcases generations of big French language actresses by Francois Ozon.
So do I need to know French to watch these films?
We have some subtitles.
Okay.
But it's a great way to brush off, whatever latent
I think Francais is like the only word I know in French.
Then you bring your dictionary and some quick
Put
fingers.
my AirPods in that translates everything for me. I love it.
So this is a film where you see a lot of them, and then we're going to go back chronologically and kind of work through. So we have Hiroshima Mon Amour, Band of Outsiders, Godard's big film that kind of starts in some ways the French New Wave, or really kicks it off. And then Agnes Varda's Jane B for Agnes V, which is a film that profiles Jane Birkin in a very interesting way. Okay. So that will be running the entire semester. You can check it out, sign up, and get you in.
Yeah. And when's the first date that starts then?
That starts on January 22nd.
Okay. And if I jump in halfway, can I do that, or do I need to do the whole 12 weeks?
You can pick individual titles as well. Okay. So if you might see one that you're not in for the pound, but you're in for a penny, you can come check that out too. Okay. And then we also have some new releases. So we're showing, for those of you who maybe didn't catch this on Netflix or want to see it again alongside a lot of other people, we have the new Knives Out mystery, Wake Up Dead Man, which has a really interesting Catholic underpinning to it, which many wouldn't expect. Interesting to unpack here. We have Jafar Panahi's Palme d'Or winner, It Was Just an Accident. This is the master Iranian filmmaker.
Yeah, I just heard about that one too.
Yeah, a lot of these you might have seen if you watched the Golden Globes.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, so I'm looking at this list. I'm like,
the Oscar nominees, if you're trying to get those films, we'll be highlighting a lot of them during the spring semester.
Okay, perfect.
Another one that you might have seen was Sentimental Value out of Scandinavia. And then Ronnie and Mary Bronstein had worked on a couple of different films. If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You. That's one that Rose Byrne won the Golden Globe for. And then Marty Supreme, that Timmy Chalamet won for his ping pong playing.
Okay, all right, so we have a great lineup here. Let's jump back into some performances, because I know we have another organist playing too.
Exactly, so getting us through sort of mid-February, first we have Bespoken by Morja Roberson, who's a doctoral student here at Notre Dame a number of years ago. He now teaches at Emory University, but he's coming back in sort of the culminating week of the Walk week with a performance called Bespoken, which is sort of a gospel, spoken word, hip hop, sacred music evening celebrating the complexity of Blackness.
Okay,
Yeah.
awesome. All right.
And then we do move on to Christian McBride and Ursa Major. Christian McBride is a well-known jazz bass player with his ensemble Ursa Major. It's a jazz quintet. He hosts Jazz Night in America on NPR. Some folks know that.
There you go.
But he's coming to perform. In addition to that, he'll be a clinician for the Collegiate Jazz Fest, which has been going on here at Notre Dame since, I believe, 1959. So well over 50 years. That festival has been running, and he'll be acting as clinician to give these students.
And that's a special one because that one's happening on Valentine's Day. So a great date night option, too.
Great jazz date night. Grab dinner somewhere near here and come on in for a wonderful evening. And then finally, we do the guest organist who's actually performing at the Basilica. So not in this building, but just across campus.
That's amazing.
And that wonderful large instrument, David Jonies. So he's sort of closing out our organ series for the semester. And then that takes us through mid-February.
Perfect. All right. We have a couple more that are coming up, too.
Yeah, let's crank out these. So we have our Professor Finkelfunder films. These are Sunday at 1 p.m. They're $1 to get in, $1 for pop, $1 for popcorn. We have a sports theme this year.
Ooh,
so we'll be leaning into the Winter Olympics a little bit later on in March. But until then, we have Bend It Like Beckham. Giving us soccer. We have Remember the Titans. Giving us football.
Okay.
We have The Karate Kid from
Classic. Is it the classic?
2010.
Oh, the newer
Classic.
one.
A classic to maybe your children. Not us.
This is true.
But a classic to some. And giving us martial arts. The Miracle Season, which is a film about Iowa, actually. You have targeted 2 Iowans here. And a volleyball film.
Okay.
And then BMX Bandits, which is a really funny movie that we're showing.
You're already laughing, so that's funny. I don't think you can miss.
But it's Nicole Kidman before she was Nicole Kidman. And it's a lot of kids
I haven't heard of that
doing
one.
street tough stuff on bikes.
All right, that's a good one.
And another note, we have it's not with Finkelfunder, but it's Saturday, January 24th at 1 p.m. We have an alum coming in who created a new TV show that's debuting on WNIT in February.
Okay.
Called Phoebe and Jay. And this is a show that encourages literacy and uses science kind of to back its programming so that kids are able to read more easily.
Absolutely.
And so we're going to have a sneak peek of that. Come see the show before anyone's seen it.
Oh, that's great.
WNIT will be coming out.
Yeah.
Amanda's going to be there. It's going to be a whole deal. So people can come see some episodes and then learn from Jeannie Dees, who will be here, the Notre Dame alum, to talk about how she got in the industry, how you create shows like these.
I love that.
And learn a little bit about how the programming that you and your children might love is made.
And why it's important to have that. Yeah,
exactly.
I love it. Absolutely. All right, and I know we have Black History Month coming.
That's starting. So we have with the initiative on race and resilience, we have a small capsule series of interesting movies. We have Douglas Sirk's Imitation of Life, a remake from the 30s that he made in the 50s about a Black woman who is passing. And Hedda, a reimagination of the Ibsen play. And then lastly, Black News Terms and Conditions, which is great.
Is it a comedy?
No, it's wild. It's about art repatriation, and it's Afrofuturism, and it's about Zeppelins that take a gallery show across the slave trade. And it's a really interesting movie,
intriguing.
and it's something that you probably aren't going to see every day on TV. So
and
come
this is
check it
why
out.
you do all the work that you do, because this is the stuff that people maybe don't have an opportunity to see otherwise, and it's offered right here in our backyard.
And I love watching it. I love watching it with other people. It's part of the joy. So you can come out and bandy about with your seatmates and people around you and talk about these wild things that people are making.
Awesome. Now let's just talk real quick. Where can people get tickets for everything and find the schedule of events?
Performingarts.nd.edu has all of these, as well as many, many other events and performances and screenings that are taking place.
And I love that these are all open to the community. So everyone's welcome. You don't have to be a student here or a professor here. This is all open to the community. So thank you guys so much.
Thank you.